14 in total. There's the NES, N64, Gamecube, Wii, PS1, PS2, PS3, Xbox, Xbox 360, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, and PSP. 14. This one's a very close tie between RPGs and fighting games, because all my favourite games are basically in these two genres. For RPGs, there's Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, and Zelda. And for the fighting games, we have Super Smash Bros, Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi, and Soul Calibur, plus a lot more. So it's a close tie between them two, and I wouldn't want to call which one was better. At the moment, Link, but that's just for now. When the game comes out, I can give my full decision on who my favourite character is. But for now, Link is my favourite. Okay, here are the top 10 games, and the order I'm going in is from worst to best. Donkey Konga, Mario Power Tennis, and this is quite a highly underrated game. Not fantastic, but it's still pretty good. Super Mario Sunshine, F-Zero GX, very difficult but still very good. Mario Party 4, in my opinion the best of the Mario Party series. Pokemon Colosseum, Luigi's Mansion, Super Monkey Ball 2, which is Super Monkey Ball at its greatest. The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker, and Super Smash Bros. Melee. Probably one of the best games ever right here. So those are the top 10 GameCube games. I have a big list of characters I'd like to see in Brawl. I'm sure we all do. So I'm just going to name the top 3. And they are Paper Mario, Simon Belmont from Castlevania, and Zant from The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. They are the 3 I'd like to see the most, on top of many others. Most definitely a 5, because that is how awesome it is. Okay, I don't have the games to show you right now because my N64 is up in the attic and I just use an emulator to play the games now. But, however, I will show you the games I own in picture form. I have Banjo-Kazooie, Blast Corps, Mischief Makers, Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Puzzle League, Super Smash Bros, Super Mario 64, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Bomberman 64, Donkey Kong 64, Yoshi's Story, Rugrats, that's really shit, Taz Express, that's really shit as well, and Glover. And yes, that's really shit as well. I would say probably not. Although I own a lot of games, I barely ever complete them to 100%. I usually do the main adventure, but probably never ever do the side quests or anything like that. Also, I never usually try and be the best person in the world at a game, because I don't see the point. I just play it to the best I can. I don't be some kind of uber crazy fiend that is crazy about the game and just dedicates his whole life to being the master at it. I just want to be good enough to beat the game, and once that's done I'll just get on to the next game after that. So probably not much of a hardcore gamer. Yes, Castlevania is absolutely awesome. So far I've owned and completed the original Castlevania on the NES and Super Castlevania 4 for the SNES. And the next ones I'm going to get are Portrait of Ruin on the DS and Symphony of the Night on the PS1. Those are the next 2 I'm going to get and complete, because Castlevania is awesome. Well, I'm a kind of half and half person with this. I play video games sometime, and then when I get bored of video games I go on the internet, and when I get bored of the internet I go back to video games, and then I go back to the internet, and then I go back to video games, so just swap about really. I don't prefer either, they're both great. Well, this is quite an awkward question to answer because I really only play 3 RPG series, and they are Legend of Zelda, Final Fantasy, and Kingdom Hearts. And out of those 3 series, I am a great big fan of them all. But I do not really play much other RPGs than that. So I guess I am a big fan of the RPGs that I actually play. But for the thousands and thousands and thousands of ones that I'm missing out on, I suppose I'm not a big fan of. I'm really not that bothered. If he doesn't appear on the virtual console, then oh well. And if he does, then I'll probably download it and play it. It'll probably be quite enjoyable, but I've never really played Earthworm Jim that much to say if I like it or not. But so yeah, I'm really not really that bothered. While none of my favourite game series have lost themselves to a tragic death in the games industry, but I can name 2 series that have really gone downhill and need to get better. One of them is Donkey Kong. Now, I haven't seen a Donkey Kong platformer, well, a decent Donkey Kong platformer game, since Donkey Kong 64. And I've waited and I've waited for about 10 years now, and there's still no sign of a Donkey Kong platformer. Now, I know this is pretty much completely Rare's fault, but I think Nintendo need to do something about it and get a fucking decent Donkey Kong platformer on the Wii pretty soon, because I'm fed up of waiting for it. And also, the second one is Spyro. What the fuck happened to Spyro? Ever since Spyro Year of the Dragon was released on the PS1, his games have gone completely down the toilet. Seriously. They are no fun anymore. Only the original 3 on the PS1 were good, in my opinion, of course. So yeah, I think the original designers of Spyro need to take that back in action, or they kind of need to revamp the game completely because it's gone to fuck. Okay, I'd just like to point out that next week is the last Friday video of 2007, but it will return in the new year. So, I'm not accepting any questions for next week's video because I'd like to get the ones that I already have out the road, and then in the new year I'll start answering them again. So yeah, it'll probably be a 2-parter because I have about 40 questions to answer this week. Yeah, there's a lot. So, just to let you know that if you ask a question, it will probably not get answered until 2008. And now it is time for the greatest video of the week. I really need to stop doing these silly jingles, don't I? So, this week's greatest video of the week was TV bloopers, and some of these are pretty funny, particularly the one where some Spanish guy gets hit with a camera. Holy cow, that must have hurt. This week I've come up with a really random rant, and it is: if you had just taken a shit in a public toilet and then realised there wasn't any toilet paper, what would you do? Would you use your hand? Would you cry for help? Would you just stay there for a while and hope things would get better? Or would you just leave the toilet without wiping yourself because you're a dirty bastard? You can find this week's random poll in the video description. And now for the results of last week's random poll, and this one was really one-sided. Last week we asked, which is a better gift to give away in a gaming magazine, a demo disc or a poster? And 32 people said demo disc, while only 6 said posters. And who the fuck were the 6 people that said posters? Why are they better than demo discs? I don't know. Okay, so please remember to vote in this week's random poll, and we'll get the results next week. With that said, that's the end of this week's Friday video, and I'll see you all next week. Remember, it is the last one of 2007 next week, and all questions asked will not be answered until 2008 because I already have about 40 questions to answer already. So, goodbye, and I'll see you then.